Once upon a time, things used to be a lot simpler. There used to be a time where you can just come home from work or school and just sit down and casually play your favorite game. No gimmicks, no tricks, no strings attached. You just sit down and just play what you love to play. And that doesn't just apply with Call of Duty. That goes for pretty much every single genre. Like, I'm sure there's a lot of things right now that, even though there are some games right now that I'm sure haven't like deteriorated to the point that Call of Duty has, it's still like not ideal. Like, it's still like something just feels off. Like, let's say we're not talking about Call of Duty. Let's say you have a game where things didn't go the path that Call of Duty went. Like, you know, they're still making like kind of good games, and you know, things aren't so bad. And I'm on Plutonium today because I just felt like it would be good to play for the topic that I want to talk about. And yeah, just like imagine you have a game series or game that it's like you know, they're still making like relatively good games. Like, it's not like down in the gutter like Call of Duty is right now. There's still something that's changed. Like, there's still something in the back of your mind that's like, things will just never be the same as they used to be. Like, it's a hard pill to swallow that the games that we used to play are not the same games that we are playing now. And the people that made those games are not the same people that are making these games now. It even goes down to like the people that we used to play those games with are like no longer there even, you know? Like, the people that you play with have changed. It's also the people that make the game that have changed, and it's the game itself that's changed. I'm always thinking like, I just want to go back to the days where I could just sit around playing Black Ops 2 all day. And I feel like the gaming community as a whole, not even just Call of Duty, like mainly Call of Duty, but the gaming community as a whole has just become a lot more divided. Like, nobody agrees on what they want to do anymore. Like obviously there was like disputes and disagreements back in the day, but I feel like everybody now is just like, this should be the way that gaming is. No, this should be how it is. And like, nobody really agrees on anything. Like, that is the consequence of having games and like gaming franchises where things just aren't so simple anymore, because the simple days are gone. Black Ops 2, these were the simple days. Like, there wasn't that much to think about. Let me think of an example. I mean, like, you know how there's like 50 odd attachments on every gun now? Like, that wasn't the case back in the day. You just pick your 10 shit that you want to use and go with that. Like, it wasn't that complicated. And I like to use that an example as like, I'd like to use that as an example of like how today's kind of system works. Like, everybody is so divided because there's so much to think about now. There's so many things that go into like, okay, let me just mute this guy real quick. There's so many things that go into what the experience should be like. Like, it's almost as if there's too much variety or too much choice. You know what I mean? Variety is not a bad thing in itself. It's just that when you have so much like shit like clogging the main focus of the game, like you have microtransactions, you got bundles, you got different like things like this, like there's like a million camos now, you got like just a lot of stuff. Like, even the movement and gameplay mechanics, like I love having like different play styles in the game and different ways to move, but it just feels like the ecosystem for gaming would be a lot better if it was just a way to have things more like simple, you know? Like, I believe like in some cases simple is better. Like, there are times where like advanced is better, but there are a lot of cases also where simple is a lot better, because it just makes for a more chill experience. It just makes for like a simpler time, which is pretty much the whole topic and the whole focus of today. Simpler times. These times were indeed simpler. and there's no denying that. To be honest, going into this video, I didn't even have a train of thought. Like, I'm not really scripting or writing anything. I'm just kind of saying what comes to my mind. So it's just yeah, it's just frustrating to see like how the years have like kind of what the years have done to the games we love. Like I know for a fact that the majority of people that play the game now are a lot more unhappy playing the game than they were when they were playing back in the day. I just realized there's like no people in this lobby. I just literally noticed all the 3 ARC name tags. I swear there was people in this lobby when I joined. This shit is so weird. No wonder it was so easy. Anyway, I don't know. I just wanted to vent my frustrations at like, why can't we just go back to this, you know? Shit was so much simpler and easier. You can like see like the complicatedness in everything. Like as you analyze the series going on, like as it goes on, you can see how things become more like, you know, muddied and less focused on the actual gameplay experience. Like they add in one thing, then they add in another thing. Like, you know how they made the fucking dashboard or whatever it's called, the, you know, the main screen of the Call of Duty page. It's like a Hulu menu now. Like that's like a big example of something that just didn't need to be done. Like they just change things without needing to change them, and it just like adds to the feeling of like, wow, like things will never be like the old days, because they're just fixing shit that doesn't need to be fixed. They're fixing what isn't broken. Like I've heard a lot of people say, like, if they would just leave the game alone and only add in what like would actually help the game rather than the just shit they feel like adding in just for the sake of it, then I feel like shit would be a lot better. Like things would be significantly better than they are now. But obviously that's not gonna happen. Greedy corporation, you know, they'll do whatever they want at the end of the day. All I can do is talk and yap. Anyway, I guess my main sentiment is that I truly do wish we could just bring the old days back from the dead, and just like, even if it's just a small community of people, just have people play the game like just how it used to be played, you know, like we'll just go back and just play it not too seriously, just not too focused, like and just have fun, you know? That's the main thing. Like I started like picking up plutonium like maybe like 1 or 2 days ago, and I've been having the most fun I've been having since I've played any of the new CODs, and it's actually crazy, like seriously. And like that even goes into another thing I feel that has kind of tipped the balance or like the fun of COD, you know, sweating, which has become a pretty big thing, because like everybody now wants to be a streamer, everybody wants to be a god YouTuber, fucking ultimate content creator, which I feel like I've kind of been at fault of, sort of, because, you know, I was one of the people kind of on the scene that were like constantly like destroying everybody from lobby to lobby and making videos about it. So I did kind of contribute to that a little bit, so I can't really pass too much blame onto other people with that, because I was like one of the people that were the main problems. But I wasn't like sweating my ass off every single game. That was like the difference. Like I feel like the difference between me and those people that I'm talking about that are constantly sweating every day is because like I was just one of the people that was just like, I didn't have to sweat my ass off. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I was just good, and I just decided to post me being good on the internet because I thought it was fun. I feel like that's the line between just having good fun content creation of like awesome moments you get, rather than just treating every game like a CDL match. Because like my main goal every single match was just to have fun, and those times when I was having fun, I just happened to be good at the game in some games, like, and I'll just post my clips on the internet, you know, and just stream whenever I happen to be gaming. I feel like that kind of distinction, like that thing is okay to do, like as long as you're not kind of like making your whole life like, oh, I gotta get every single kill. I gotta be the best fucking gamer in the world. Nobody's better than me. You know what I'm talking about? I'm next up, bro. I'm gonna be the one with a fucking million subscribers with my fucking, everybody's gonna watch me trick shot in Fortnite and shit. Like, bro, it doesn't have to be like that. Just focus on having fun. And if you're like entertaining or good at the game, that shit will come to you. Clearly, I wasn't either of those things because that shit never came to me. I never took off, but between like BO4 days and Cold War days, like, I feel like that's when I was probably at my peak. But then I just kind of slowed down in Call of Duty because I was like, man, this shit is boring now. This shit is just like not fun now. So, you know. Plus, I just kind of got worse as the years went on, so it is what it is. Anyway, I'm not really here to talk about myself. This video is just pretty much, the purpose was just for me to like vent about how I feel about the current state of gaming and Call of Duty. But yeah, I think that's probably a good place to leave it. Thank you for watching this video. If you agree with anything I had to say, please let me know. Please comment, leave a like, subscribe if you want to. And I don't know if any of you like want to, you know, play Plutonium sometime. Tell me in the comments. I'll leave my ID or something like that. We can like organize which server to go on. I don't know, we'll figure something out. I can just, and I'll put a link to my Discord in the description anyway. So yeah, thank you for listening, and have a good one.